everybody, Tori Trades here. Did you notice the setup? It feels therapeutic. Should I get my notebook out? Today we're going to talk about the emotional aspect of trading and specifically going over isolation. I'm essentially just going to be talking about some strategies that we can put into place to combat this and share some of my experiences that I've had and maybe just some that you are also going through. So we understand that trading is a very solitary thing. We are making decisions day in and day out by ourselves. This is not a group effort. This is not a team effort. This is truly just you and the charts. And when you think about isolation, it's not just physical. Like, yes, physically you are isolated. You are either in a room with a computer, you are alone holding your phone, just you and the screens, but it's also psychological. You are alone making these decisions by yourself. So let's explore why this happens and how it impacts our mental health. So we'll start with me sharing my experience. And I remember when I first started trading, there was so much excitement. I wanted to spend every waking hour on the charts, trading, taking as many opportunities as I could. I was obsessed. I just wanted to practice the strategy as much as I could. When it's something new, you just want to completely throw yourself into it. Well, after time went by, and you did do that, and I did do that, you find yourself losing sleep, maybe sitting in front of the computer for too many hours, maybe not eating, maybe skipping snacks, skipping meals. You find yourself kind of losing yourself. I remember there were times where the excitement phase was still most of the year. The first year was exciting. I didn't feel like it was deteriorating my mental health. I didn't feel like it was hurting my physical health either. But it was the second year when I found myself losing sleep. I would be glued to the screens. If I was in a trade, yes, I'd have my alerts set. I'd take the laptop to bed with me and I would just lay there and stare at it for hours and hours and hours. No sleep. I'd be setting so many alerts that if I did doze off, I'd get an alert, it'd wake me back up, and I'd continue to watch. I was obsessive, and there was absolutely many times where it started to leave an impact on my personal life. I just wasn't sleeping. The next day, I was still continuing to work and do other things along with trading. I wasn't myself. You know, when you're in that first 3 years of trading, the losses take a toll on you. Your confidence gets crushed. So it's outside of isolation, yes, it's me in my bed with the charts for hours with my screen, but then also the confidence goes down. So this is a darker side of trading that I guess not many people talk about. It's a dark thing when you start taking loss after loss. This is real money. Once you've made it to live trading and you're taking actual losses, you start to put your value and your self-worth in your trading. And I did that many times. When I wasn't making money, I felt worthless as a person. That's such a harsh thing to say, but that's truly how I gave myself worth. I associated it with my trading, with my success or my losses. But let's figure out, okay, what are some ways or what are some strategies that we can put into place to help us when something like this happens? And we can start with just simply structuring our day. How much time are we going to spend in front of the charts? If we actually plan that out, we wouldn't tell ourselves to spend 12 hours out of the day in front of the charts. No, we would give ourselves an allotted time to spend in front of the market. So now let's give ourselves an allotted amount of time. Let's maybe start with just 4 hours at a time. If you're spending 12 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours in front of the chart, let's just cut that to 4. 4 is still a significant amount. You can get plenty of chart time with 4 hours in front of the charts. But now let's stick to that. When that timer goes off and you've hit 4 hours, we got to disconnect. So now outside of just, structuring your day, isolation, it gets very lonely. So let's figure out how we can still connect with other traders, whether that's forums, communities, social media. Let's find ways to connect with other traders. We just want to participate in a community where we can talk about our losses, talk about our trades. So maybe we're not actually on the charts, but we at least have a community to engage with. So it just doesn't feel as lonely. Or best case scenario, you have friends in real life that you can actually connect with and you can meet up with them and you can talk about your trades for the day. And that's going to be harder to do, finding traders that are actually in person. I'm here in Nashville and we'll be looking to create some sort of workshops here where we can actually connect and find that community. But I know where you're at, there might not be as many traders. It seems huge, when we're on social media, but in the real world here, trading is so small. There's not actually many traders out there. And then lastly, don't forget just taking breaks. Hobbies. I preach this all the time. It's so much easier said than done, but reading, running, exercising, taking your dog out. There's just so many things. Hot yoga, that's one of my favorites. Cycling, one of my favorites. Reading, also one of my favorites. Social media, creating. This right here is a hobby of mine. I'm not spending time on the charts. I'm talking about the charts, but I'm not actively in front of my screen or in a trade right now either. So just finding separation is going to be huge. That's the last thing that I have for helping combat this isolation, this deterioration of mental health. These are some strategies that we can put into place.